So today we're looking at a few quick tips that can help you no matter where you are in your money journey. And these are tips to not only help you get ahead, but also stay ahead. And before jumping into my list, this video is brought to you by Teachable. We'll talk more about them in a moment, but they are offering a challenge that some of you might like. The first tip is to surround yourself with the right people. When it comes to managing money, there's a lot of different opinions and advice floating around. So it's so important that you are choosy when it comes to who you take financial advice from. Because just because someone means well, that doesn't necessarily mean that they are giving you good, solid advice. And another thing to keep in mind is that everyone's situation is different. So just because a particular piece of advice worked for them, it might not work for you. And granted, you're not always going to have insight into how another person manages their money. So if you receive financial advice from someone and you really don't know whether or not they're financially stable, take that information with a grain of salt and then do your own research. And if you know for a fact that someone is not making good financial choices, seriously consider the source before you take their advice. Because the same way you would not take landscaping advice from someone who has a yard full of weeds, do not take money advice from someone who does not have control over their finances. I don't know what you've experienced, but I know personally I have been in conversations with people who have repeatedly made poor money choices, yet they like to throw in their 2 cents when it comes to money. Now, if they're learning from their mistakes and they're giving you advice so you don't go down the same path, that's something completely different. The people you want to get money advice from are those who manage their money responsibly and those who are financially stable, or at least on the path to becoming stable. The second tip is to consider a passive income stream. If you're looking to earn additional income, but you don't necessarily want a part-time job, opportunities that allow you to earn passive income might be an option. Now, so that we're clear, passive income does not mean that you don't work. What this means is that you're able to continue making money after you completed the initial work. This is my favorite way to earn money, and my experience with passive income goes back 11 years. I had 2 freelance writing clients, and both of these clients paid me upfront to create content for their website. But in addition to that upfront payment, they also paid me a percentage of the ad revenue from those articles every month. And after that, I was hooked. Now, these websites did not receive the same amount of traffic, so one paid less than the other. But for the one that paid the most, at my peak, I was making between $400 and $500 a month for articles that I had written 1 or 2 years in the past. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, it is work and it does take time to build a passive income stream. But if you're up for the challenge, it is an excellent way to earn income without trading time for money. Now, on the other hand, if you need immediate cash, yes, get a part-time job. But if you don't, consider taking the energy that you would put towards a part-time job and use that to build a passive income stream. And there's so many options. There's blogging, affiliate marketing, YouTube, or you can even share your knowledge on a platform like Teachable. If you're not familiar with Teachable, this is a platform that allows entrepreneurs and content creators to build and sell fully customizable online courses. And if you join Teachable's Launch Accelerator Challenge, you'll learn how to build out the foundation and the key marketing assets of your course in 30 days, and by the end of 4 weeks, you will have published your first course and have it ready to pre-sell. And to help you throughout the challenge, you'll learn from real-life examples, scripts, and templates to see what works so you can achieve results quickly. Plus, you'll receive tips and strategies from Teachable's in-house customer success experts who regularly work with top-tier creators. And you'll also have a community of other challenge participants who can keep you accountable as you progress. Now, the last day to enter the challenge is on June 1st. It starts on June 2nd and runs through July the 1st. Now, to enter the challenge, you do need to be a Teachable Basic or Pro member, or sign up for the Teachable paid plan, which starts as low as $39 a month, and I will include a link below. The third tip is don't be afraid to take calculated risk. Some people have big ideas, plans, or maybe they want to start investing, but they don't take the first step due to fear of failure or fear of losing money. And I totally get it. If you are starting a business, that will probably involve some investment on your part, whether you're borrowing money from your savings, you're leveraging debt, and naturally naturally you don't want to lose money. And even buying a house has its risk. I know from firsthand experience that you can lose money here too. Now, while it's good to be cautious because that can prevent making bad decisions, sometimes you might have to take some risk. But it's important to understand that there is a difference between a risk and a calculated risk. Now, calculated risks are usually worth taking because even though they do have a risk of failure, after careful consideration, these will also have a high probability of success. And these are the type of risk you want to take because they often involve doing your homework, being realistic, and coming up with a plan. And when you consider different possible outcomes, including negative outcomes, you're in a better position to handle problems that come up. The fourth and final tip is to understand the difference between being cheap and frugal. Some people love to use these terms interchangeably, but they are not the same. Some people like to call themselves cheap, but the more you talk with them, the more it seems as if their actions align more with being frugal. And to be fair, I realize that everyone has a budget and you can only buy what you can afford. But there are some people who can probably afford to pay a little more, but they always go for the cheapest, rock bottom prices, and they don't care anything about quality. Now, there's nothing wrong with this. It's a personal choice, but if you're also interested in how to save money long term, always going with the cheapest price can sometimes backfire. I made this mistake many times. In the past, I would buy something because it was the lowest price available, and in my mind, I'm thinking that I got a great buy. But as I got older, I realized that a lot of the items that I purchased really cheap usually had to be replaced more often. And it wasn't until I started buying items that were of slightly better quality that I realized that one, they were more durable, and two, they last longer. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that I never buy cheap items, but for certain things, when I pay a little more, they don't wear out as quickly. So that's all that I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button below. Here we talk a lot about personal finance, different ways that you can fix your wallet and get to a good place financially. So if you like videos like this, I do post every weekend and sometimes during the week. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in a few days.